The story leads. The Public Enterprise Minister Pravin Gordhan will be in the High Court in Pretoria today over the Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane's report on the so-called rogue unit at the South African Revenue Service. Now, Gordhan wants the court to suspend the remedial action contained in the report until a judicial review has been completed. Our reporter Sipho Stuurman is at the High Court in Pretoria. He joins us now live. Very good morning to you, Sipho. Gordhan has lodged a two-part application, I understand. Break it down for us.
Well, a very good morning to you and our viewers at home. You're quite right, Blaine. The judicial review here is twofold. One part of it is filing an urgent application for the remedial actions of the Public Protector to be suspended or pending the outcome of the full-on judicial review. Of course, those findings by the Public Protector, that is Advocate Mkhwebane, is that the formation of the SARS investigating unit, which has now been known as the rogue unit, was unconstitutional, and that Pravin Gordhan had no powers at the time as SARS Commissioner in 2007 to form such an investigative unit within SARS. And so she said that the president then must within 30 days take necessary steps to discipline the minister. Now the minister responded by filing this application. So the first part of it is that he is asking the court to interdict the enforcement of the remedial action while then awaiting the outcome of the review process in its entirety. Of course, Pravin Gordhan, in his filing affidavit, has said that the Public Protector does not seem to grasp the law properly. He seems to be questioning her competence in terms of how she has handled this investigation. But not only that, Pravin Gordhan has also questioned the motives behind this. You will also note that in his filing affidavit, he also asked the court to grant a cost order against the Public Protector should he win this entire review process. So certainly feeling confident and saying that there is nothing illegal with forming a SARS investigative unit that will be investigating people that are suspected to be involved in tax evasion, and saying that the Public Protector's finding against him are wrong in law and that he has done absolutely nothing wrong, suggesting that the Public Protector is being used as part of this alleged fight back political ploy, and saying that the Public Protector has shown bias in her reports against Pravin Gordhan. Of course, this is just one of the reports against Pravin Gordhan that the Public Protector has found. Is also another one that she had released much earlier that relates, of course, to the early retirement of former SARS Deputy Commissioner Ivan Pillay. So certainly a lot of damning findings against Pravin Gordhan by Public Protector, and now he's sought a legal recourse to try and prevent the immediate implementation of the remedial actions.
Sipho, President Cyril Ramaphosa has filed a supporting affidavit in the North Gauteng High Court in relation to Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan's court application. In a statement, the President says Minister Gordhan also takes issue with the tacit assumption that the Public Protector that the President has legal powers to take appropriate disciplinary action against the minister when the minister is not appointed to the cabinet as an employee who is actually subject to disciplinary action, but rather as a minister who serves at the pleasure of the President. So the question is, I guess, does the President have disciplinary powers over members of the cabinet?
Well, indeed, the President has filed a supporting affidavit here with Minister Pravin. Of course, this is as a result of the Public Protector also communicating, as we understand it. There's been lots of communication between the Presidency and the Public Protector's office with the Public Protector seemingly asking the President, to implement the remedial actions that she's recommended, and saying that, she wants to see the President doing so right away. So the President has had to then file that supporting affidavit to demonstrate that he is not in conflict with the law, but rather is awaiting this process that Pravin Gordhan has initiated. Hence, we have this urgent application, because then if the urgent application is successful, then that means the remedial actions of disciplinary proceedings against Pravin Gordhan then will fall away, while then the other judicial process of reviewing this Public Protector report takes place. Of course, we know that Public Protector reports, Public Protector herself has said there's nothing wrong with anybody reviewing her reports if they find they seem to be aggrieved. But we know with this Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane that she does not particularly have a good record, especially here in the High Court. Recently, of course, that ABSA Bank Op report that she had released, it was really, it was reviewed and set aside by this court. Also, her Estina Dairy report was also reviewed and set aside by this very same High Court. So she's had a number of her high-profile reports that have been reviewed and set aside. So certainly, Pravin Gordhan is also hoping that it will go a similar way for him as he sets on reviewing that damning report by Public Protector Mkhwebane Blaine.
Yeah, Sipho, as you mentioned, this was the second application Gordhan has launched against the Public Protector. Our viewers will remember the Public Protector's report related to the alleged improper authorization of former SARS Deputy Commissioner Ivan Pillay' earlier retirement. And we understand, Sipho, that Mr. Pillay also joined Gordhan's application challenging this so-called rogue unit report.
Well, indeed, you will know that Mr. Ivan Pillay was also part of this so-called rogue unit team, and as a result, he's also facing charges related to that alongside two colleagues. Those charges were brought by the NPA against the three. So there's been a lot of legal battles when it comes to the so-called, SARS rogue unit, but so far nothing has been sticking in legally. We've had even the Hawks looking into this. We've had a number of investigations into this matter, but so far nothing has been sticking legally. Nobody has been found of any wrongdoing. Hence there's been these questions then, what is the motive behind the Public Protector's investigations into the alleged operations of this SARS rogue unit, if it has been investigated by numerous bodies that have not found any wrongdoing. We know that Ivan Pillay was part of that team, so he is implicated. Part of the Public Protector's report also said that the manner that the spying equipment was procured, it did not follow proper procedures. So there's a lot of wrong that she found in this, and she's also asked the police commissioner, that is General Kehla Sitole, to also look into the alleged criminal activities of this SARS rogue unit. So a lot of implications are attached to this. A lot of the members that were part of this, of course, are also implicated by extension. So that is why Ivan Pillay has joined these legal proceedings here to set aside this review process. We know that the Public Protector is opposing this, but also the EFF has also applied to be part of the proceedings, because the EFF, we know that it has been in support of the Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane, especially when it comes to Advocate Mkhwebane's findings against Pravin Gordhan. So already the EFF has started, their supporters have started to gather around the Pretoria North Gauteng High Court here, as they're also showing their support to the Public Protector, and of course they want to see these remedial actions against Pravin Gordhan being implemented immediately. We know that EFF and Pravin Gordhan, well, they simply don't get along. So the war has been going on there. Hence, are we seeing the EFF supporting the Public Protector here?
Right, busy day at court. Sipho Stuurman is keeping an eye on things. He's coming to us live from the High Court in Pretoria.